Beetleweights hit hard, and when things hit hard, a lot of damage happens. What's up, guys? Welcome to Robot Fight Club. My name is Lucas, and in today's video, I'm going to be dissecting all the damage that happened to my 3-pound Beetleweight Jolly Rat 4 at the recent event, the Charlotte Robot Rumble. Let's go. So in this event, my Beetleweight took 2 really brutal tournament losses, and then I did 2 grudge matches and a rumble, which were also both very brutal and caused a lot of damage to the robot. The good thing is, though, I don't have anything major broken. It's just a lot of small accumulated damage. Despite how bad it looks, this robot continued to work the whole time, so nothing huge is wrong. But it's definitely going to be replacing a lot of parts. Okay, so first, to go over some of the damage that happened, obviously the wheels are going to need to be replaced. They are foam and they have 3D printed TPU hubs, so they're very cheap and easy to make, so that shouldn't be a problem at all. The front wedge got very chewed up. It's technically still usable, but I'm probably just going to go ahead and make a new one. Same thing with the back bumper here. I could still use this, but it's kind of chewed up. The lifter is it's still on there, but it's a little bit loose, so I think some of the screws just loosened up. These are just zinc screws, and the threads just completely pulled away. One of the arms came off, but that'll be a pretty easy fix. And also, some of the stuff looks a little crooked. I think the whole frame is like slightly twisted, so I'm gonna get off. I mainly want to see if these side frame rails are bent or not, but if they're not, then it should be pretty easy to get everything straightened out. Everything should be pretty easy. It's just going to be parts that I'm going to have to make to get this thing back and running. Here are all the broken pieces that I'm not really going to be able to reuse. A lot of these screws got super bent and destroyed. One of the frame pieces just got hit in a few places, and then the wedge, rear bumper, and arm got a little chewed up as well. This motor got the shaft taken out, so all this stuff is not going to be usable anymore. 3 of the 4 motors are still good, so I'm going to continue to use those. Going to have to replace one of them. Some of the hardware is still okay. This piece is fine. Frame rails and base plate are bent, but they can be fixed. Forks, top plates still perfectly fine. And then some of the smaller 3D printed pieces didn't take any damage. And then all the electronics are still good. Alright, so I have all the parts finished and ready to be put together. For the front wedge, I made this little cutout in here to save some weight, and I don't really think that middle part was really necessary, so I think this will help me lose a few grams and still will be just fine for a front wedge. Got the arm all put together, sharpened the forks, printed a new arm, mounted it up. I added this center spacer here. There was a hole for it in my original design, but I just didn't have it on. in the last event, so I put that center spacer there to strengthen the forks a little bit. Built a new frame rail. Motors are good. Got that new motor up and running. And then these side rails, just straightened those and painted them. They came out great. Bottom plate, straightened that out and painted it as well. And then made some new wheel hubs. Gotta get ready to put the wheels on these. Gotta cut those out of foam still. And then other than that, like, most other parts were fine, so I'm just gonna go ahead and reassemble it. Overall, this was probably some of the most extensive damage I've suffered on one of my combat robots before, and it was really cool to be able to just take it apart and fix all that damage and have a robot looking super nice at the end of it. So I'm really excited to fight this robot again in the future and hopefully get my first beetleweight win with it here coming up in May. But other than that, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please subscribe, check out the channel for my other videos, and I'll see you guys next time on Robot Fight Club.